What do my families think about parent-powered programs? There are plenty of interventions out there that have a positive impact, but are really not that fun to participate in. And no one wants family engagement to feel like going to the dentist. We want families to look forward to receiving and trying our tips, to feel good about themselves and their parenting when they do our activities. So, how do we know if that's the case? Well, we ask them. Every quarter, we survey our families to learn about their experiences with our programs. So each parent or caregiver receives a text message with a multiple choice question. And all they have to do to respond is to reply to the message with a letter, A, B, C, or D. If they respond, we follow up with an open-ended question to give them the opportunity to share more details. And when we first started conducting these surveys, I have to say I was skeptical. How much would parents actually share in a text message? I really thought we would receive one-word answers. So I was shocked when I saw the replies coming in. Parents shared paragraphs of text with us, stories, anecdotes, and gratitude. Here are some examples of the quotes we've received from our surveys. One parent said, "I actually use these helpful methods and they're encouraging and super fun and easy to do with my son. Every day we do the activities and I enjoy learning right along with my child." So over the past 5 years, we have received over 250,000 survey responses, and the results are consistently positive. Across the board, 88% of parents report doing Ready for K activities with their children at least once per week. 92% report an increase in their confidence as a parent, and 93% said that Ready for K helped their child grow and learn. But I bet some of you are wondering, what about my family specifically? So let's go back to the dashboard and see how you can take a look at survey results for your families. So every quarter after our surveys go out, you'll see a new batch of results from your family show up in the data and analytics page. And if we scroll down, you'll see the survey section here. And in this section, you can see the month that families were surveyed in the upper right. You can select previous months to see different questions and responses that were received over time. And for each quarter, you'll see your family's aggregated responses to the questions we asked. Now, the questions we ask all correspond to those outcomes I described earlier when talking about our research. They're really designed to help you gain insights into whether parents are reading and enjoying the messages, whether the program is leading to increased family engagement, and ultimately how children are learning and growing. And our surveys are also designed to help us make decisions about how to improve our programs. For example, parents used to only be able to receive text for one child, and we got so many requests from parents who wanted to receive text for various different ages that we ended up adding support for multiple children. In the lower right of this section, you can see how many total responses we received this quarter across all three questions. And we get some questions about response rates and the validity of these surveys. So I just want to be clear that these are not academic surveys. In research studies like the randomized controlled trials I talked about on the Ready for K approach, in those cases, it's really important to have as many families as possible respond so we can compare the different treatment groups. And researchers will typically incentivize participation in order to get high response rates. Even so, though, they never get more than, they never get a full 100% participation rate. The surveys we conduct, though, they're intended to be dipsticks into your family's opinions and experiences. They let you check the pulse on how the program's going. So you can learn from families, you can get insight into what's going on, even with just a handful of responses. So you absolutely don't need, and you should not expect full participation in these surveys. We know from looking at the data that different families will respond to surveys at different points during the year. So you may only see, let's say, a quarter of your families respond to the September survey, but over the course of the year, perhaps over 50% of your families responded to at least one survey. And the open-ended responses down below here, those are a great example of how you can learn from even just a few families' replies. You can also download these survey results for each quarter as an image up at the top of this section, so you can easily pop that into a report or share it with your team. Now, we do this work of crafting the survey questions, collecting the responses, cleaning the data, aggregating the results. We do all that to make it easy for you to gain insights just at a glance. But if you're someone who really wants to dig deeper into the survey data on your own, you can always reach out to us and we'd be happy to share the raw data with you. Now, you can also use your Ready for K dashboard to send out your own survey questions if there are particular topics that you'd like families' input on beyond what we ask in our surveys. You can set those up on the messages and surveys page of your dashboard. And the filters at the top, they let you target your surveys to specific groups of families by zip code, grade level, or other data you included when you enrolled families. When you choose to send a survey question, you'll see boxes appear where you can type your question as well as each of the answer options. So let's just say we want to find out what topics families are interested in learning about at an upcoming workshop. We could ask something like, which topic would you be most excited to learn about at this month's Family Fun Hour? And then our answer options might be, let's say, literacy, math, science, or play. So we just type those in. And you can include translations for each language that your families speak. Then you can choose whether you want to send your survey out right now or schedule it for later. And in either case, once it goes out, you'll see the results show up in real time below. So this will hop us down to a survey we sent in the past. And you can see those results over on the right coming in. We've had partners use this feature to learn things like what kinds of resources families needed most, or to get families' input and opinions on things like how to spend their remaining Title I funds at the end of the year.